Alright, today I'm going to try dyeing up this yard of bamboo velour with my new cold misting technique. So we'll see how it goes. This is thicker than shirts, so that always throws a wrench in the process when you have to adjust to a new density in the fabric. So here it goes. Here is my setup. I don't know if I've shown it. I've got a hose connected to my utility sink with an adapter. I think you can get adapters for any sink, but I'm not quite sure. And then I got my just regular hose thing here. It's nice to have all these different spray features. Then I got my cookie cooling rack, my bamboo velour, my mess, rubber gloves, and we're good to go. I made a mistake and I did not get the process of rinsing the blue through. Okay, we're gonna have a little chat about the process of dyeing this piece of bamboo velour, because in my recent past videos, I've had what looks like a pre-dyed shirt or fabric, and then I dye it again, and it looks like a double process, but technically it's not a double process, because what I'm doing is I'm tying up a white yard of fabric, I'm applying blue to it, and then I'm rinsing the blue back out. And then I'm going to apply different colors. And I'm not tying or untying, I'm just rinsing blue through and then applying different colors. What that does, I know it sounds really redundant, but it deposits blue underneath the ties and then washes the blue out between the ties. So it's going to look like a reverse dye, but without extra steps and without bleach or out white bright. I tried that process yesterday and I didn't enjoy it. So anyway, it's like, this is what it looks like fully rinsed. So there's still some light green and blue, but when I put some bold, vibrant reds, oranges, other colors, it's going to read as reds and oranges and yellows and blues. Like, this is still pretty light. So I can now deposit new colors on top of this. They're still going to look bright enough, but the ties are going to look blue and green. So that's, I just want to put that disclaimer out there, that it's not a double process. It's just, I decided to use the hose, which is over there, to rinse the blue through, because that's a lot faster to do it with the hose than to do it with the ice. So people can accidentally get this effect. I have in the past, and people do it now, where you ice dye with some blues, and sometimes the blue will accidentally get under the tie and it'll be like, oh, that's really cool. I wonder how that happens. Well, it happens when you apply blue to a totally dry item, because the blue is a smaller molecule than the other colors. It seeps right under there, and then also it's really difficult to rinse it out once it gets under there, so it's pretty much stuck. And now what I'm going to do is stick it in this wire basket, because TikTok and Instagram have loud and clear told me through the analytics that y'all like watching ice dye a lot more than mist dyeing. So we're gonna do a two process in a way. So I used the cold mist hose to wash the blue through, and now I'm gonna use ice to deposit all the other colors. And we're gonna do a time lapse of that for effect, for the entertaining effect. Here we go. I normally don't talk so much in videos, so let me know if you want more narrative or less narrative in the future. I tend to talk less because growing up people told me I talk too much, so I just stopped talking. Then I found the internet, where you can talk about special interests and people are interested in listening to that. So I'm like trying to get used to that, where y'all want me to talk. So here we go. Okay, here's what we've got going on. We have a bin to catch the runoff from the ice, and we have a rack to hold the item out of the runoff. We're not doing a muck dye today. And then the wire basket lets the ice drain out. And then there's the yard of fabric. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm just going to be sprinkling on soda ash with the dye. I have not pre-soaked this, and I did use my little washing, like my spin dryer. I used the spin dryer to spin all the excess moisture out of this. so that it will be a thirstier piece of fabric to soak the ice runoff down faster. Okay, this is my hot soak to speed up batch time. I did not put soda ash in here. It looks very muddy because there was a ton of undissolved dye on top of this when I stuck it in here. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really seem to make the piece muddy to do this. Okay, the experiment is successful in the fact that there is blue and green filling the lines, with contrasting colors fully saturating between the lines. I don't love how the red and the yellow are kind of blotchy next to each other, so I would place colors differently next time. I also think that cold misting lets me get smoother colors, less blotchiness than I get with ice.